It started on a rainy Tuesday. I was working at a small bookstore downtown. I loved that job. The smell of old pages, the quiet customers. It was my safe place. And then he walked in. Let's call him Leo. He was tall, with messy hair and eyes that looked at you like you were the only person on earth. He asked me for a book recommendation. I gave him a sad romance novel. He bought it, and the next day he came back and said he had cried reading it. I laughed. Men don't cry, I joked. He looked at me very seriously and said, men don't cry, but humans do. And right there in that tiny bookstore, something inside my heart just cracked open. It was like a flower blooming in fast motion. I thought, this is it. This is the one. The first 6 months were perfect. No, not perfect. They were magical. He would leave little notes in my jacket pocket. He learned how to make my favorite coffee, even though he hated coffee. He held my hand like it was made of gold. But then slowly the note stopped. The coffee stopped. And the call started. Where are you? Who are you with? Why didn't you text me back in 5 minutes? At first, I thought it was cute. I thought, wow, he loves me so much he worries. He loves me so much he misses me. But it wasn't love. It was a cage. He started to hate my friends. He said they were a bad influence. He said they were trying to break us up. So, to keep the peace, I saw them less. Then I stopped seeing them at all. He hated my job at the bookstore. He said the owner, an old man named Mr. Henderson, looked at me weird. It wasn't true. Mr. Henderson was 65 and had been married for 40 years. But I quit. I quit my safe place for him. Why did I do it? I ask myself that now. I think it was because the highs were so high. When he was good, he was an angel. He would surprise me with a picnic in the living room. He would whisper that I was his soulmate, his reason for living. Those moments felt like winning the lottery. And when you win the lottery, you forget that you are starving the rest of the time. Living with Leo was like walking on eggshells, in high heels, blindfolded. I never knew what would make him angry. One time, I burnt the toast. He didn't speak to me for 2 days. 2 days of silence in a small apartment. It was so loud I couldn't breathe. I started to change. I stopped wearing bright colors because he said they attracted attention. I stopped laughing loudly because he said it was embarrassing. I became a smaller, quieter, grayer version of myself. My mother called me one night. I remember it was cold outside, and I was sitting on the bathroom floor, the only place I could have privacy because Leo was watching TV. Sweetie, she said, her voice warm like honey. You sound tired. Are you eating okay? I wanted to scream. I wanted to tell her everything. But instead, I smiled into the phone.
Are fine, Mom?
Just busy. Love you. I hung up and looked at myself in the mirror. My eyes were empty. They were the eyes of a ghost. The breaking point came on a Saturday. My younger sister, Mia, was getting married. I was so happy for her. She had found a guy who built her up, who made her shine brighter. I wanted to go to the wedding, obviously. I was the maid of honor. Leo didn't want to go. It's a waste of a weekend, he said, scrolling through his phone. And you know I hate your family. They're all so fake. My heart dropped. Leo, it's my sister. I have to go. He looked up at me, and his eyes were cold.
Fine. Go.
But if you walk out that door, don't bother coming back. It was a test. It was always a test. He wanted to see if I would choose him. He wanted to see if I loved him enough to abandon my family. I didn't go to the wedding. I told my sister I was sick. I heard the disappointment in her voice. I heard her heart break a little, and I broke with her. That night, Leo was happy. He brought me takeout. He held me. He said, see, it's just us against the world. That's how it should be. But I didn't feel loved. I felt dirty. I felt like I had sold a piece of my soul to keep him happy. 3 months later, my father got sick. It was sudden. A heart attack. My mom called me, crying. Daisy, you need to come. Now. I packed a bag in 2 minutes. Leo stood in the doorway, blocking it. "You're not going," he said. It wasn't a question. It was an order. "My dad is in the hospital," I said, my voice shaking. "Move." "You care more about him than me," he said. His face was red. I knew it. I always knew it. "You're just like the rest of them." I looked at him. This man I had given up everything for. My friends, my job, my sister's wedding. And now he was standing between me and my dying father. Something inside me clicked. It was like a light turning on in a dark room. I saw him clearly for the first time. He wasn't a prince. He wasn't a soulmate. He was just a scared, angry boy who wanted to own me. I took a deep breath. My hands were shaking, but my voice was steady. "I am going to see my father," I said. "If you try to stop me, I will scream. I will call the police. And I will never, ever come back here again." He looked shocked. He had never seen this Daisy. The Daisy with a spine. He stepped aside. I walked out the door. I didn't look back. My father survived, thank God. He needed surgery, but he was okay. Sitting in that hospital room, holding his rough, warm hand, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Peace. But going back to the apartment was hard. Leo texted me 100 times. Apologies. Threats. Love poems. Angry messages. It was a roller coaster. "Daisy, I'm sorry. Daisy, you're nothing without me. Daisy, I'll change. Daisy, I hate you." I blocked him. Then I unblocked him. Then I blocked him again. It was like quitting a drug. I knew he was bad for me, but I craved him. I missed the good times. I missed the picnics in the living room. One night, I almost went back. I was sitting in my car outside his building. My hand was on the door handle. I imagined walking in. He would hug me. He would cry. He would whisper that he loved me. It would be perfect. And then I imagined the next morning. The control. The silence. The eggshells. I started the car and drove away. I cried so hard I had to pull over. But I drove away. Letting go wasn't a single moment. It was a process. It was waking up every day and choosing myself, even when I didn't like myself very much. It was learning to sit with the loneliness instead of running back to the chaos. I got a new job. A small cafe near my mom's house. The pay was bad, but the people were kind. An old woman named Agnes came in every day for tea. She would tell me stories about her husband, who had died 10 years ago. He was boring, she would laugh. But boring is safe. Boring is nice. I started to understand. I started painting again. I had stopped painting because Leo said it was a waste of time. I bought some cheap watercolors and painted a picture of a bird flying out of a cage. It wasn't good art, but it was my art. And then, 6 months after I left, I met someone. His name is Sam. I wasn't looking for love. In fact, I was hiding from it. Sam came into the cafe every morning for a black coffee and a blueberry muffin. He was a gardener. He worked at a big park nearby. He was quiet. Too quiet at first. I thought he was boring. He didn't have the intense energy Leo had. He didn't shower me with poems or grand gestures. One day, I was having a bad day. A customer yelled at me because his latte wasn't hot enough. I went outside to take out the trash, and I just started crying. Sam was there, getting something from his truck. He didn't ask what was wrong. He didn't try to hug me. He just walked over, handed me a handkerchief, a real cloth handkerchief, like from a movie, and said, "The roses over there are blooming. You should look at them when you're done." Then he went back to his truck. It was so simple, so kind. He gave me space. He didn't try to fix me. He just pointed to something beautiful. The next day, he came in for his coffee. I gave it to him for free. He looked surprised. "For the roses," I said. He smiled. It was a small smile, but it reached his eyes. Leo's smiles never reached his eyes. We started talking, slowly, about flowers, about books, about nothing. One weekend, he asked if I wanted to see the park where he worked. I said yes. We walked for hours. He showed me the secret garden, the one tourists never found. He showed me the old oak tree that was over 200 years old. He showed me the pond where the ducks lived. It was the most romantic day of my life. And there were no fireworks. There was no drama. There was just peace. I waited for the other shoe to drop. I waited for him to get angry, to control me, to test me. But it never happened. One night, we were sitting on his porch. It was raining. I love the rain. He knows this. He said, "I have to tell you something." My heart stopped. Here it comes, I thought. The crazy. The control. "I'm terrified," he said, looking at his hands. "I'm terrified because I really like you, Daisy. And I don't want to mess this up. I'm not good with words like other guys. I can't write you poems. But I can plant you a garden. I can make sure you always have fresh flowers. I can be here. Every day. If you'll let me." I started to cry. Not sad tears. Happy tears. Relieved tears. "Sam," I said, "that's better than a poem. That's better than anything." Letting go of toxic love wasn't just about leaving Leo. It was about letting go of the idea that love has to hurt. It was about realizing that I didn't need someone to complete me. I was already whole. With Sam, I don't have to walk on eggshells. I can be loud. I can wear bright red dresses. I can go see my family whenever I want. Last week, we had a fight. A real fight. About something stupid, like where to go for dinner. I was so scared. I thought, this is it. This is where he turns cold. This is where the silence starts. But Sam just looked at me, sighed, and said, "Okay, I'm frustrated right now. Can we take 10 minutes and then talk about it?" I don't want to say something I don't mean. 10 minutes later, he came back with tea. He apologized for being stubborn. I apologized for yelling. We decided on pizza. It was so healthy it almost felt weird. I called my mom that night. "Mom," I said, "I think I found a good one." She laughed. "Honey, you didn't find him. You found yourself first. The rest just followed." And she was right. The toxic love felt like a storm. Loud, exciting, powerful. But storms destroy things. They leave you broken and wet and cold. The love I found with Sam is like a garden. It grows slow. It needs work. It needs sunlight and water and patience. But it is alive. It is real. And it gives you flowers. I still think about Leo sometimes. Not with love, but with a strange kind of sadness. I hope he is okay. I hope he found peace. But I am so glad I stopped trying to save him. You can't save someone by drowning with them. If you are in a toxic love, if you are walking on eggshells, if you are becoming smaller and grayer, listen to me. The silence after you leave is terrifying at first. But it is better than the noise of breaking. And on the other side of that silence, there might be a quiet man with a handkerchief pointing at the roses, waiting to show you how beautiful a simple life can be. My name is Daisy, and I let go of toxic love. And I found better. I found myself.